Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this session. To introduce about myself, I am Dr. Jahnavi Dande, a sports physician working in Sports Authority of India, Netaji Subhash National Institute of Sports at Patiala. Today I'll be teaching you about anti-doping rule violations in sport. In this session, you'll be learning about the World Anti-Doping Program, the WADA code, the definition of doping as per the code, the various anti-doping rule violations. I'll be giving few situations and you have to think about them and explain the pledge, and finally I'll finish the session by giving you an assignment which you should submit it. Before starting the first objective, that is World Anti-Doping Program. You all know what is WADA. WADA is World Anti-Doping Agency, and it is the body which controls and regulates doping in sports at international level. It is the only body which regulates doping in sports. It has formulated one anti-doping program that is called World Anti-Doping Program. What does it do? It encompasses all of the elements needed in order to ensure optimal harmonization and best practice in the international and national anti-doping programs. The main elements of this program are level 1, that is the code. All the doping things regarding doping control, the TUE, therapeutic use exemption, all these will be in the code. Level 2 is international standards and technical documents. Level 3 is, it explains about the models of best practice and guidelines. In this slide, you will be learning about what is WADA code. The code is the fundamental and universal document upon which the World Anti-Doping Program in sport is based. The code has been drafted giving consideration to the principles of proportionality and human rights. So it is based on the human rights and principles of proportionality, that means equality. It is divided into 4 parts and it totally consists of 27 articles. So the first part that defines, that is called doping control, and it explains about the anti-doping rule violations, the definition of doping, the sanctions, results and everything. What is the purpose? Why the code has been made? It is mainly made to protect the athlete's fundamental right to participate in doping-free sport and thus promoting health, fairness and equality for athletes worldwide. All over the world, the athletes should have the equal opportunity. The main reason behind this is to provide equal opportunity in sports. Then to ensure harmonized, coordinated and effective anti-doping programs at the international and national level with regard to prevention of doping. So in order to prevent doping, uniformity, to maintain a uniformity, this code has been made. Looking into the rationale behind the WADA code, the intrinsic value of sport, which in other terms called the spirit of sport, is nothing but the celebration of human spirit, body and mind. It is the essence of Olympism and is reflected in the values we find in and through sport, including promotion of health, development of ethics, fair play and honesty, protection of athletes' rights as set forth in the code, promoting excellence in performance, developing character and education. To promote fun and joy, and also to develop an attitude of teamwork in the athletes, among the athletes, for dedication and commitment, to develop these qualities also. To ensure athletes should respect for rules and laws, the respect for self and other participants, either opponents or teammates, to develop courage to play the sport, to take the challenges, and also for community and solidarity. The spirit of sport is expressed in how we play true. Doping is fundamentally contrary to the spirit of sports. As I have already explained, out of the 4 parts of the doping code or the WADA code, the first part is doping control. It explains all about the doping control. And the Article 1 in this doping control part, it defines doping as occurrence of one or more of the anti-doping rule violations which were set forth in Article 2.1 through Article 2.11 of the code. There are 11 anti-doping rule violations. If any of these violation has been done by the athlete, it comes under doping. You can find the code in WADA website, that is www.wada-ama.org. Before looking into the anti-doping rule violations, you all should remember that there will be a prohibited list of prohibited substances which will be updated by WADA every year. You can also find that from WADA website. All the athletes should download it and keep it with them in their mobile phones or as a hard copy. So, what are all the anti-doping rule violations that come under Article 2 of the code? First one is presence of a prohibited substance or any prohibited method in an athlete's sample. Sample may be either urine or blood. So, when the testing is done, if there is a prohibited substance in the sample tested, either urine or blood of the athlete, that comes under doping. It is an analytical rule violation. Then the second one is use or attempted use by an athlete of any prohibited substance or prohibited method. If an athlete is using any substance or any drug that is banned, or if he tries to use it, that also comes under doping. Third point is refusing or failing without compelling justification to submit to sample collection. If the athlete doesn't go for sample collection, if there is a justification, it's okay. That otherwise, if if an athlete misses 3 tests in a year, that comes under doping. Fourth point is not providing whereabouts for out of competition testing. The testing will be done in 2 ways. One is during the competition, that is called in competition testing, and the other is during training time, that is when there is no competition. Who will be tested out of competition? Those athletes who are in the registered testing pool. That means the elite athletes will be registered by their federations, that these are elite athletes and they are subject to testing anytime, even during their training time, like out of competition. That is what is called out of competition testing. So, what are whereabouts? I will be discussing in the next slide. Clear? Then fifth point is tampering or attempted tampering with any part of the doping control. If an athlete breaks the sample collection vessel or tampers or deletes the label or tampers the dope control form, all these come under doping. Sixth point is possession of prohibited substances and prohibited methods. Even though you are not using any prohibited substance, but if they are found with you, either in your cupboard or along with your items or things, that also comes under doping. Seventh point is trafficking or attempted trafficking in any prohibited substance or prohibited method. If you take the banned substances or drugs from one place to another place, that means trafficking. It also comes under doping. Administration or attempted administration to any athlete in competition of any prohibited method or prohibited substance. If you are giving some injection or some medicine to an athlete who is going to compete, that also comes under doping. Ninth point is complicity. Complicity means encouraging, abetting doping. That is also comes under doping. Prohibited association. 10th point is prohibited association. It means if you are associated professionally as an athlete, or that means if you are taking any coaching from any coach who is banned, or taking treatment from a doctor who is banned, that also comes under doping. In a professional way, you should not be associated with any company, organization, or any coach, individual who is banned. Acts by an athlete or other person to discourage or retaliate against reporting to authorities. Even if you are discouraging someone, that also comes under doping. This is the 11th point, and this will come into effect from January 1st, 2021. Looking into the whereabouts information. So if you are not, you have to update your whereabouts if an athlete is in the registered testing pool every 3 months. If you are not updating it, this is mainly for out of competition testing, because the dope control officer has to know where are you, your location, otherwise he cannot trace you. So every year, every 3 months, it's the athlete's responsibility to update his whereabouts, his location, his training location, everything in the ADAMS. ADAMS is nothing but Anti-Doping Administration and Management Systems. It also is developed by WADA. So ADAMS whereabout tutorial on how to submit whereabouts is available on WADA YouTube channel. You can go through that. 3 incidents of non-compliance and or non-availability for testing within a period of 12 months may lead to an anti-doping rule violation. So if you do not provide whereabouts 3 times simultaneously, or if 3 successive times you don't give the sample, or a combination of this, all will come under doping. Clear till now? So now I will give you 3 situations, and you just think about how you should deal with and explain. Situation 1 is, imagine you are an athlete who became ill 2 days back. What precautions do you take to protect yourself from doping? And the situation 2 is, your friend who is also an elite athlete has purchased some prohibited substances in front of you. What do you do next as your responsibility? And the third situation is, imagine you are training with a famous coach and you have come to know now that he will serve doping sanction for next 2 years. That is, he has been banned. What will you do in that circumstances? Before finishing this session, I want all of you to take a pledge. That is the athlete's pledge. I am an athlete who has a right to participate in clean sport. I will uphold this right by competing in the spirit of sport, respecting my competitors, my sport, and all those involved in my sporting endeavors. I will play true. Now take the assignment. Enumerate all the anti-doping rule violations as per WADA code in sports. So you should submit the assignment once it is completed. With this, I finish the session. Always try to save the spirit of the game. Thank you.